Overshot that. Whoops. Dang it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Adam with Indie Farm Life here. Today we're going to talk golf cart modifications because I can't stop messing with this thing. I just keep finding cool little ways to trick it out. So I'm going to share with you the things I've done and maybe some things you can do. Let's get to it. Danger zone. Brakes still work. Got those nice and locked up. All right, where should we start? Before we jump into all this, I will say everything you see here is going to be linked below. So if I go buy something pretty fast, you'll find a link at the bottom where you can check out all this stuff, the prices, the details, etc. So we'll start pretty simple. How about rear view mirrors? Sounds silly, but I love having these things. They're about 20 bucks. And for me, we have young kids, so we always have them on the back and they always want to sit back there by themselves. It's always nice that you can adjust these things to keep an eye on them. Secondarily, you need mirrors to see whose doors you just blew off. Another thing we carry on our golf cart, these little fans. They are rechargeable, about 40 bucks a pop. And quite honestly, the fact that they're removable is nice because we take them out here to the beach a lot and we'll clip them on chairs. And also really nice for keeping mosquitoes and bugs away in those late night summer cruises. So nice little thing to add to the front of the cart. Another thing for the front end of the cart that we added was this basket made by Husky. And it is about 70 bucks, I believe, because everyone needs more places to put junk, right? So in our case, it fills up with phones, oftentimes sunscreen, we got some bug spray on here, snacks and waters for the kids, you name it. But just nice to have storage that's up and elevated and not buried down there in that little cubby. And it just attaches with one of the bolts that goes to the windshield already, so nothing to add there, and then a self-tapping screw. And it is metal, so don't have to worry about breaking it. You can also, clip other things on it, like these fans will clip on here as well, so more options. The next item on the list are going to be these armrests, also made by Husky, $40 for the pair. And, it makes you look like a gracious host, right? You got cup holders on the back of your golf cart for when you have guests back here, which is nice. But quite honestly, I end up using these things personally as the driver of this cart more than anything. Let me show you how. So you pull up to the job site, right, to get something done. And of course you have your drink in hand and it always ends up right here. Or my cell phone just ends up right here while I'm working on something. It's really convenient to be able to throw something there and not to lay it on your workspace. And then in summer times, we're on this cart pretty much nonstop. So this next item helps you ensure you got power all day long. I added a couple USB chargers to the cart. So I got a pair of them here. I don't know if you can see the illumination or not, but they light up blue when the cart's on. And a pair over here as well. And these little guys were only like $15. Obviously you have to run the wire and everything. And I'll show you some more of that a little later, but another little luxury feature it's nice to have on your cart. All right, it's getting hot. Let's go out here and find some shade. All right, this next one I use all the time. Anyone who knows me knows that I always have music on. So adding a stereo to this thing was a must. Let me show you my setup. So instead of going with a sound bar that people often mount there, or like a bazooka tube that they put down the bagwell, I wanted something a little bit more built in and unassuming, meaning that it's not just kind of in your face. So I have a couple Polk marine speakers mounted here. And what's really nice about these is that when you cut this hole, underneath here is completely open. So it almost acts like a bass box and gives you a little bit more oomph, if you will. I got a pair of Polk marine speakers. I want to say those were $80 or $90 for the pair. And then under the seat, move my cheat sheet here. Look, my drink. I have a Blaypunt, I think that's how you say that, Bluetooth amplifier. And so that amplifier pushes those two speakers and it's powered up by the battery and all that there. I'll show you in a few moments. But this thing's been awesome. Come out here, you pair your phone to the Bluetooth app, start playing Spotify, Amazon, whatever you use, and you've got music paired to your phone, paired to your golf cart, and you're pulling off that big battery set, so it's going to run all day long. Love it. This next item was one of those upgrades that my friends and neighbors really, really love. Yep, I swapped out the horn for an Iuga horn, like the one in the movie The Mask. Yeah, it's a bit much. I guess I'm a bit much at times too, but I will say, my wife hates geese. This thing turns the golf cart into the geese police for sure. It's pretty fantastic. All right, now for the big ticket item. If you guys watch the channel, you know that I swapped out my lead acid set on this golf cart for lithium. Got the Eco battery, 105 amp hour, 48 volt setup in here. I can't say enough great things about this, guys. It's unreal how much it woke the golf cart up. You cut out 280 some odd pounds because of the weight reduction from the 6 batteries down to the 1. You have increased range, better charging, no more watering, a much more smooth delivery of power. There's about 10 reasons I could rattle off that are why it's so awesome, and I made a video just about that. I'll link it at the end if you're interested. Can't go wrong with Lithium unless you go with a brand that doesn't support their customer base and their product. Eco, very good at customer support and doing just that. So highly recommend Eco battery if you're going to go that route. I do have a discount code for this to save 50 bucks off any Lithium kit that the Golf Cart Farm sells, Eco battery included. So if you go to the Golf Cart Farm's website, link down below, and type in code INDYFARM, you'll save 50 bucks on your purchase, which could buy you that horn or my cup holders. All right, on the subject of electrical, if you're going to be adding any of these 12 volt accessories, you're going to want to add a fuse block right here. So this fuse block is a 12 volt fuse block. So the way this is all set up is the 48 volt battery goes into the 48 to 12 volt reducer. The 12 volts coming out of the reducer go in and power this fuse block. And so from here, you run a line. You have a positive right here, all these reds and a blue one, and all these negatives go to your lights, your horn, your stereo, etc. And each one has its own fuse and own circuit. So if one of those gets overloaded or burns up, you just replace the fuse for that individual circuit. Or if you want to add more things, you have spots to add more lights, horns, because everyone needs more than one horn. But you get what I'm saying. You have spots to easily add things. Makes it for a very clean install and much safer. That blocked about 20 bucks. The next thing on my list is going to be a lift kit. I went with a Jake's 4-inch double A-arm lift kit. So it replaces all the suspension up front, which I'll show you momentarily, and then gives like a block lift to the rear. I think it's about 525 bucks on Amazon right now. When you couple that price tag with the Lithium kit, it adds up quite a bit, but let me tell you guys, the combination of the new battery and the new suspension make this thing an unbelievably nice golf cart. And here's a look at the A-arm suspension. So obviously you can see right there where it says Jake's, this entire thing is replacing the stock suspension. And then on the back, you can't really see it, but basically it just takes the axle and blocks it up 4 inches. So far, I found that 4 inches is a nice lift on a cart like this, unless you're trying to go extreme off-roading or a show kind of car. We've got young kids, so they need to be able to climb up there easily. And this will climb another inch or two by the time I add new tires at some point. If you have a rear seat on your golf cart, you are going to want to ensure that you have heavy-duty leaf springs. So go to the back of your cart and look at these leaf springs right here. And if there's only one piece of metal across here, you don't have HD springs. As you can see here, I got 4. So this will make the rear end ride a little bit tighter and stiffer, but necessary when you have passengers on here that you have that additional suspension. And those were about 90 bucks. And as you can imagine, as you're doing all this stuff, if you can do everything suspension related all at once, you save yourself a lot of time of having to take the wheels on and off the cart. Another suspension related item, I actually replaced all the shocks. You can kind of see one there on both the rear and the front. Some people say that you don't really need to do that because the shocks don't do too much once you get HD springs on there. I'm a belt and suspenders kind of guy. I'd like to ensure the best ride quality as I could. Those shocks were about $86. I feel like everything's about 90 bucks on this silly thing. One other item I added that most of you probably may not need, but I think I'm going to use it a lot out here at the farm, is a more robust hitch. So this is the hitch that comes on the Club Car Precedent, or at least mine. Really just a little pin style. You can hook up a garden cart. Nothing really more than that, which is what I have done to haul stuff out to the pond. But long term, I want a little bit bigger trailer to haul stuff out to from the pond. I'd also really love to use this to take my trash cans down to our mailboxes. Our mailboxes are about almost 2,000 feet from our house, so you can't really just walk them down there. Let me show you what I went with. So I actually now have a 2-inch receiver on this thing. So there it is right there. You currently just have a pin style insert here. But what's really nice about this, it's all steel, but it mounts to the frame. A lot of these receiver hitches will mount right here to the footrest or up under the plastic there, but this one actually bolts into the aluminum frame on these things. So here's the aluminum frame coming down, or that bolt you see there and there are what are mounting this hitch to the golf cart itself. So if you pull on something hard on that thing, you know you're pulling on the frame, you're not gonna rip the rear end off this. And I believe that hitch was 140 or 50 bucks. Again, all this stuff will be linked below, so you guys can go check it out in detail. I know I'm going kind of fast with a lot of this, but at least wanted to show you some of the things I've added. 2 other golf cart modifications that I can't really show you right now. 1, because it's too bright, and 2, because I haven't done it. The first would be underglow lighting. Now, I didn't add this myself. It came on this golf cart, but the owner before me added it. Sounds silly, but it's actually pretty cool. The kids love it. I actually quite love it. In the summertime, we drive this thing around. My son loves to put it on flashing red and blue so we look like we're a cop car. You can get those things for 100, 150 bucks. Pretty cheap entertainment for the kids. You can control it from your phone. You can make it go with the music. Just a cool little addition to the golf cart while we're out here riding around. Maybe I'll turn it on at the end of this video and show you guys. And then wheels and tires. I haven't actually changed mine out. Those are the stock rims that came on this cart and tires. And, you know, they've worked for now. There's obviously a pretty good gap on the back there that will be filled with a larger tire, look nicer. So when the tread's finally gone on these, I'll get something more farm related, a little more rough and tumble than these racing slicks I have here, but for now it works. I know I went through all that very quickly, so if you have additional questions, let me know, or check out all the links down below, which should provide a lot more information. In that listing down below, I'll link some of the wire, butt connectors, fuses, etc. that you'll need in order to wire up some of these circuits. And while I probably will not make another video about the battery or installing the lift, because, well, I don't want to uninstall it to reinstall it, I can definitely make a video at some point walking through how to wire up some of those circuits. So of all the modifications, what's my favorite? Someone's going to ask it. Honestly, it's going to be the lithium battery. If the cart doesn't go and drive like you want, what's the point in even having it? The amount of power, increased speed, and pep that this thing has, and just the ease of charging it, no longer worrying about that block charger, it's amazing. So highly recommend that. If we're going to step down to the lower tiered items, it's probably going to be the stereo. Anyone who knows me knows that I always have music on. I love to just park the cart and listen to music while I'm working in the barn or wherever I may be. And so that's always been really nice. It's also really good for watching YouTube videos.
Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Today, we're going to build a fire pit.
He's going to build a fire pit.
Hey everybody, Kyle here with Spicer Designs. Oh yeah, that's a deep stretch. Woo. Welcome back to the channel.
I know that guy. That guy's going to break something. Let's see if I can find another one.
All right, today we're going to be picking up that whole pile of brush that's over there. And that's about 20 years worth of hard work for the previous homeowner.
See, it's good for more than just music. I don't know how well the camera will show this, but we're going to do a dead stop on this berm here, which is about a 40% grade, and just let this lithium kit rip. Yeah, if anyone knows how steep that berm is, that should have impressed you. Probably didn't. Let's go, Speed Racer. Oh, shit, that's a little fast. That's a little fast. The only thing this cart doesn't have going for it is that it's not amphibious. Yet. Keyword being yet. But yeah, I thought I'd show you guys a few of the modifications I made to this cart. Honestly, nothing that complex. As far as labor and effort goes, the 4-inch lift and the battery are about as hard as it gets. Everything else is cosmetic. If you had everything else, you could do it in an afternoon. The mirrors, the cup holders, the basket, the charger, stereo, you could do that in an afternoon if you had everything. The hitch. Not overly complex, but just a few little creature comforts that I've added that I think make this golf cart and riding the golf cart just a little bit more enjoyable. Not to mention that now that battery is a lot smaller than the whole battery set before, you got space for a cooler in there, guys. I mean, come on. This thing is an afternoon of fun waiting to happen. I think one of the last things we're gonna have to do is go redline this baby. So I think that's just about gonna do it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the upgrades I made to this golf cart, and hopefully they'll work out for you as well. If you're new here and you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and stick around. If you did not enjoy this video, hit the like button extra hard. Comment below, tell me how much you did not like it. Share it with all your friends, tell them how much you did not like it, and then we'll all know that I made a terrible video. Before I wrap this video up, I will go up to the garage and show you the underglow of this golf cart. But I'm done yapping, so we'll see you guys next time. Man, we desperately need some water. It's ridiculous. Look how far it's come down. It's like 2 feet. Comment below, how many of you guys think at some point I will hook this golf cart up to that trailer and try it out? So there's a quick look at the underglow. It's pretty cool. You can kind of just change it on the fly, any color you want under the sun. And like I said, you can make it strobe and whatnot. Let's see if I can find my son's favorite one. There we go. Turn into a police car, rolling down the farm lane. He really likes that. Cheap entertainment, right? See you guys next time.